Hello and welcome to Notes from a Small, Cold, Dark, Miserable Island. My fellow Americans, my fellow Brit people, we are your hosts and your guides through life in exile. I'm Mike.
And I am Matt. And wow, we have a lot to talk about, Mike.
We have a lot to talk about because we've just started this podcast. And so hopefully we have a lot to talk about. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short series.
You wanted to talk about why are we here and what is the deal with you and I specifically as Americans in London? Like, how did it happen?
I think it's only appropriate that we explain ourselves first and get it all out of the way.
Now, me and my English wife have a thing over many years of our marriage where we have like an over-under on how long it takes to explain to new friends or strangers how it came about that we as an international couple are with each other, and we would put that over under at about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And
okay.
as the years went on and we just were like, less romantic about it and just washed away the details, we always hit the under. You and I have not done this exercise as much, so I'm not sure what the over under is. I'm only making it
that
longer
sounds
now.
legit. 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I bet we could do it in 5 if pressed.
All right. Do you want to start or should I?
Well, you asked me, so I'll go. We are both graduates of, should I name the place? Get the Alumni Association
definitely.
after us for a check. Bowling Green State University, a
Go Falcons.
Go Falcons, Freddie Falcons, Ziggy Zumba or something.
That's the fight song. I could not
Yeah, I didn't go
tell
in for
you
that.
anything about the fight song.
This is a state university in Northwest Ohio. I can't remember how many it enrolled, maybe like 25,000.
I thought it was more about 500,000 students.
No, OSU down south in Columbus is 100,000. So anyway, this is not the world's greatest university, but it's not the world's worst university. And you ended up there from your home of Buffalo, and I from the greater Cleveland area in the mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
We were not best friends. We were acquaintances.
And I think crucially, we both were involved in the media department, right? You were writing for the newspaper.
I was
writing for the newspaper.
Yeah, I was writing music reviews and completely unfounded opinion columns. I was like a 19, 20-year-old kid, and they're like, we want to know your opinion.
The best opinions. 19-year-old kid.
Wow.
And crucially, the radio station. That's what brings us here.
WBGU-FM 88.1 in Bowling Green, Ohio.
You had an awesome radio show. It was very eclectic. I had a radio show. And
you were on BGU though, not WFAL, the
definitely
AM.
WBGU,
Okay.
yeah, the cool
The Mole,
hipster.
sometimes called the Mole, sometimes called the Shark. They changed their mascot multiple times while I was there.
That's right, yeah.
But the Mole was better, as in underground.
Yes, absolutely. Better music.
Indie,
Better
like
people.
straight up indie rock. So this is like 90. We were there from 94 to 99, and it's while grunge and everything is and Alternative Nation are happening. They're playing. I don't know. Pavement is too mainstream for what they were playing.
Pavement. Was
Joan of Arc.
Pavement was definitely on the rotation.
Sure.
Joan of Arc was definitely on the rotation.
But I was like mixing that with De La Soul and also old Charlie Parker records because I was so eclectic.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we sort of knew each other through the BG News, through the student newspaper, through the student radio station, and through like common artsy indie rock friends.
We haven't even got to England yet.
No. Well, both of us were in a place where we were like, hey, I could do a semester abroad.
We want to see more than Ohio.
Yeah. But we don't want to go anywhere where they don't speak English.
No way.
Not me. I can't. Un poquito de español.
That's much
Solo.
better than my Spanish. Oh, I'm
Right.
so bad at languages. I try so hard. Wie geht's? Yeah. Oh.
Well, actually,
Shukran, blah, blah, blah. Ah, nothing fucking sticks.
so we end up at the same study abroad meeting where they're like, okay, students who are studying abroad in the fall is what we call it in America, the fall. And
Awesome for our British listeners.
they, they're just giving us background and here's what to expect and here's the paperwork you need to do and la da 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 da. And then any questions at the end of that meeting? And I put up my hand and was like, is anybody going to go like Eurailing across Europe? Is anyone thinking about doing that? And Mike, who I, vaguely knew, said, yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, let's do it.
And whoever was running the meeting was like, yeah, you guys talk in private. This is not the time or place. But sure enough, we made arrangements to get our Eurail passes.
Were we on the same flight over to London?
I remember this distinctly, Mike. I remember that I flew from, and this is before like the internet is really, the way that you book flights. But we met. So you flew from, you either flew or drove from Buffalo to Toronto, and I took a connector from Cleveland to Toronto, and we miraculously met in, at the check-in desk in Toronto, and we were on the same flight over.
And we landed on the same flight, same day.
And then we began a 1 month.
1997.
97, best year in God's history. And we began a 1 month trek through European cities using our Eurail passes.
At some point, you are going to be reading the entirety of that journal that you have in front of you.
It's more of an audiobook for the future than a podcast. But just to break it down, so Toronto, London, Norwich, Harwich, Hoek van Holland, Amsterdam, Hamburg, Copenhagen, Oslo, Gothenburg, Copenhagen again, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, Venice, Rome, Milan, Nice, Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, London again, and then Norwich at last, the University of East Anglia, where
so many places to be a young, dumb, clueless American.
And broke as well. A lot of my and then I journaled throughout it. So
we didn't have much money, no.
Yeah, so I've got this 2-volume, 90s notebook journal in front of me of just like, here's what's going on, here are my feelings and experiences as I Eurail across Europe with this guy I only sort of know, and I did not meet Julie Delby on a train.
No, you just met me. Some people had like, Julie Delby. You just had me and a stupid rolling suitcase because I just didn't buy a backpack. What the heck?
But I had the enormous backpack,
which is the right way to travel, obviously.
Sometimes I envied you that rolly suitcase.
Yeah, we should have traded. Why didn't we trade?
So. And then we both went for a semester at the University of East Anglia. I did my semester and came back to the States. You decided in the 11th hour-ish that you were going to stay for a second semester?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. I was only down for one, but then I was like, this is fun. I don't want to go back. Yeah, more or less. That's how it goes.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm staying. They had also stamped my passport. I totally ran out of money by the end, but they stamped my passport so that I could get a job. They put the wrong stamp in my passport, the British authorities.
Wow.
So the following summer, I was just like, I'm just going to get a job here in England.
Yeah.
I got a couple of jobs.
A coming of age
get a
indie film.
Yeah. That was fun. We both met our wives. I mean, they weren't our wives then, obviously.
No, it wasn't like an arranged jinx on a Coke. So right at I'll just tell mine real quick. Right at the end of my semester, I had a bit of, I think she wouldn't be offended if I said a fling with my future wife, who I had done a play with and was my friend. And then it was like, I'm leaving, I'm going back to the States, and our feelings for each other have just been revealed. It's also tragic. And so then I went back to the States, and a letter writing I won't say campaign, but a letter writing habit developed, and eventually led to a long distance relationship over the next year. But it wasn't that didn't work out, that long distance relationship. But 10 years later, a rekindling happened, and then we were married in 2008, and I moved to London. That's
and you lived happily ever after.
Well, we moved back to Chicago
in London, in a big castle.
Exactly, because that's
London
where
Fields.
all of us. Up the turrets.
That's where the dream happens. Mine was more truncated, but like, you know, just as happy. I'm in fact, I met Rachel after I think you met your wife. And yeah, again, long distance, letter writing campaign, crusade, maybe. I don't know what the right word is.
That's because it was about Jesus.
And eventually a couple of years, I don't think Jesus was mentioned. No. Unfortunately, maybe
us
should
going,
have.
Jesus.
And then after we came back to Ohio and lived briefly, and then I did a couple of jobs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the AP sent you places. Birmingham, Alabama. I'm sorry, Birmingham.
Montgomery. But
oh, was it? Okay,
yeah.
my bad. I've always thought it was Birmingham.
Birmingham was like a dream, you know, twice the size.
We do need to fill in. I mean, this is minor detail, and we're way over we're gonna blow past that 10-minute mark.
Oh, we're over. Don't worry about that.
We were real world post grad roommates. So after we both graduated, we lived for a few months together before the AP moved you in a great little apartment in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. If you don't know Cleveland, then Cleveland Heights is like the nearest suburb, and it's a pretty cool little suburb.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we lived right on Superior Park Drive, right off Superior Park, where Kane Park is.
Kane Park. I meant to talk to you about Kane Park because now they have these, you know, concerts and things there. All that used to happen there was like the occasional random jazz band and
they have musical theater, like
musical theater.
Yeah, I would go see shows there.
Okay.
Every summer. But yeah, good park. Anyway, so great. Mike came back here first.
You've moved back and forth,
and
I've lived here most of my adult life. I did move back to Chicago for 3 years, and I've just recently moved back to London. And now we find ourselves sort of semi-permanently settled here in the UK.